Hello, this is Mr. Huff. Let's go look at this. I don't want to save that. So we're going to be working with veneer graphical analysis, and what we're going to do is choose a file to analyze. So let me remind you that will have access to this year's data collection and last year's data collection, and you can see what sample it was, the dimensions, what color the foam was, and was it bidirectional, unidirectional, or there's also a set of none in A. So those are the ones you have. So what I've done is I've downloaded last year's A sample, and we're going to go look at that under graphical analysis. So what I'm going to do is click choose file, and I don't want to save, and then I'm going to go to my downloads folder where I've already downloaded that sample A file. Click on open, and we can see it right here. One little change I want to make real quick before we start: instead of time, let's change this to displacement. Okay, it did make a little bit of a change, but this is really what we want to see for accurate analysis. All right, so what we want to do is, the first thing we want to find is the yield point. So what we're going to do is highlight this area here and zoom in on that. So we're going to hit the zoom button. The other button we have is the analyze tab. And I'm going to say that my yield point is probably about right there. And that's going to put us on row 73. And what I want to do is choose about 3 points before and 3 points after that. So it's 7.2 or at 0.1135 displacement. I want to choose the ones just before and just after that. So to do that, let's zoom in a little more. And here's my data point. I originally thought get like the 3 before or 3 after, but if we just choose a zone where that's kind of in the center, then that's going to be adequate. What I'm trying to do is get an average of this area. Notice you can slide this around to different plates, and what we want to do is just kind of have an average in this zone. This may be a little high, that might be a little low, so I'm pretty sure in here we have our force and displacement, and we've captured the yield point. So now we're going to click on Analyze, and then we're going to click on View Statistics. And in this, it will tell me that my average displacement is 0.011, and my average force at that point is 50 pounds. Okay, so that would be my values I would want to capture for finding the maximum displacement to calculate, and force for calculating the elasticity. So just to repeat what we did, we changed to displacement. We zoomed in on what we feel is the yield point. We're selecting probably around 6-ish samples, like 6 to 10 samples on either side of that yield point, and getting an average of the pounds and an average displacement for that zone. And that way we are pretty sure that we're in the ballpark of the yield point and the displacement. All right. We're going to click on this to go back to the full screen, and what we want to do now is kind of look at this and see where the highest points are. For this, we could change it to time so it's not zigzaggy like that. And right in here, I think, is where my maximum is. So I'm just going to highlight this zone, and I'm going to click this, and I'm going to click View Statistics, and it shows this. And so if we look at this, it shows that what we've selected, and I'm looking for the maximum. So right here, we had a max of 79.13 pounds right there. And that's going to be our ultimate yield strength for this sample. There's some other things you can do in here. Let's go zoom in on this a little bit. And then this, if we wanted to know the behavior right here, what if we change this to displacement? And I wanted to zoom in on this. Let's try that again. It is not behaving. There we go. Zoom in. we have kind of a linear behavior here. So if I want to analyze that, we're going to highlight it. And we're going to go over here and do a curve fit. And we're going to do linear and click apply. And what it's going to do is give us a y equals mx plus b and some curve fitting information. I don't think I'm asking you to do that in our assignment, but I wanted to show you how to look at the curve fitting information right here. So if you scroll through that, why can't I see it? All right, so we can see that what m is our slope, and b is our y-intercepts, and then we have this r and RMSE. These are kind of giving us some curve fit, goodness of fit information about that curve, and so that's a pretty good fit. If you see numbers approaching 1, you're in the ballpark. Okay, so that's real quick what you need to do to analyze this data set. All right, that's all I got.